If you are stuck with getting your first yes client, this one is for you. I'm Andrea Nordling. I help holistic nutritionists and health coaches build profitable businesses that don't sacrifice their sanity and their health along the way, which means no burnout, just solid, simple strategies for impacting the people you want to and helping them. Which means a really profitable business for you that gives you a lot of freedom in your life, and that's why we are all in business, correct? Now, if you don't feel like you're in business yet because you don't have that first paying client, we're going to fix that right now. Deal? So it's a big promise. How are we going to do that? Well, I am going to walk you through the exact steps that I recommend for getting your first paying client without overthinking it, without being overwhelmed, without sending out weird discounts or doing anything salesy or inauthentic whatsoever. We're just going to stick to the basics here because the basics work really well. So there are 3 steps here in getting your first client. Are you ready? 3 steps. Step 1 is, drum roll please, marketing. What? You thought I was going to give you something that you've never heard before? Well, I am, because I'm going to tell you that marketing equals conversations. What does she mean by that? Well, here's the deal. Marketing in its simplest form is having conversations with real humans, both online and in person, a lot of them. Lots of conversations. It doesn't even have to be direct conversations that you're having. So when I think about marketing, I think about this is just being conversations that either I'm having with a human, online or in person, or it's a conversation that they are having in their own mind with themselves. Think about that for a second. Like you inspired, or I inspired, or someone somewhere in their marketing inspired a conversation with a potential client to be having with themselves. Interesting. Or it's a conversation that they're having with someone else in their life. Maybe about you and your business and how you could help them. That's interesting to think about as well, right? But marketing is conversations. We can make this so complicated. In fact, I know that I love to make this more complicated in my business. I know that I work with hundreds and hundreds of health coaches and holistic nutritionists and functional nutritionists and all sorts of wellness professionals that love to make this more complicated than it needs to be because our brain loves to be in that complicated space. It loves to be overwhelmed. It loves to be confused. It loves to think this needs more research. We got to do more research before we can actually get in and get some marketing out for our business to get that first paying client, but we don't. It actually can be as simple as having conversations, inspiring conversations and having them yourself, both online and in person. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 to getting your first paying client is selling. Okay, well, that's nothing too exciting that you didn't already know. But what you might not know about selling for a wellness professional like yourself, and I do say professional because even if you don't feel that yourself, I see that in you. You're watching this video right now. You're listening to this as a podcast episode, however you're consuming this information, and you are embodying the identity of a professional. So take that on, run with it. So selling for you, my friend, means one thing. It means saying the words, I can help you. That's it. I can help you. That's selling. That is selling. We want to make this so complicated. We want selling to be this beast. Like it has to be a very specific process and it has to be a well-oiled machine and it has to be this very intricate situation and all the stars have to align and we have to have a very specific conversation. Well, whatever we make that mean, selling. It's saying the words, I can help you. I can help you. That is selling. That is how you get your first client. Now, what I have seen with a lot of people and helping a lot of people say the words I can help you is that our brains have a lot of resistance to saying the words I can help you. And it will throw up all of the reasons for you and all of the resistance of why it is a terrible idea for you to say the words I can help you to another human that needs your help. You're not ready. You don't know exactly how you are going to help them. They are going to think that you're salesy. Who are you to know what you're talking about? You're not an expert. You don't have enough certifications. You don't have enough letters behind your name. You don't have enough experience. You've never worked with clients before. All of the reasons why you couldn't possibly say the words, I can help you. And your brain is really good at giving the reasons that are really going to land, the ones that are going to pack a punch, the ones that just hit you and your deepest insecurities. Those are the ones that your human brain is going to say, bup, bup, bup. That's why we cannot say the words I can help you right now, because it's just not the right time. We're not ready. And in reality, you are ready. You're here right now. You're thinking about this. You are ready. You could help someone today, but you have to say the words I can help you, which means selling. Okay? So you start conversations with real humans, online and in person. You choose, ideally both, and you have conversations with them about the problems that they have and the solutions that they've tried already that haven't worked yet. And you talk to them about the results that they really want to get. What are they hoping for? What would an ideal situation look like? And you listen to them and you have these conversations. And the more you do that, the more you realize, oh my gosh, I can help them. I can help them. That's the result that they want. I know how to help them get that result. I can help them. That is called selling. Which brings us to step 3 for getting your first client. And that is delivery. Actually delivering your process to your future clients. And this is another area where your brain will probably overcomplicate radically and will think this is so hard, this is so big. Oh my gosh, we can't get paid and actually help people. Because then we have to actually help them. And then we have to have a process for helping them. And then they're going to ask us questions. And what if we don't know the answers to those questions? And it's all so overwhelming and so much. And then we just shut down and don't do it. And I say we because we, the collective humans on this planet, have a lot of resistance to putting ourselves out there and doing something for the first time imperfectly, not knowing exactly how it's going to go. This is called perfectionism. I don't really identify with a perfectionist. There's a lot of areas in my life I'm very messy and I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but I know that I have perfectionist tendencies when it comes to putting out an offer in the world. And if you're anything like the clients that I work with, you probably feel the same way. So that's just how we are. We want it to be perfect. We want it to be professional. We want to guarantee that it's going to work. We want to know for sure we can help the client. We want to know that there's not going to be any awkward conversations along the way. And we don't have a crystal ball to know any of that. So it's not going to happen. And that's why most people don't actually grow their business. That's why they talk themselves out of it. That's why they stay in overwhelm. That's why they stay confused and they don't get their first client. But that's not going to be you, because we're going to talk about these 3 steps in a little bit more detail here and how to actually execute them. Because when you look at this, I know that you think like I do, that what I'm saying is step 1 is start with marketing and then go sell and then deliver. And your brain, like I said, is probably going to offer up a lot of reasons why that's a terrible idea and you're not ready yet and you're not prepared enough and you don't have all of the answers to how it's all going to work. And so your brain might talk you out of that. And I say your brain, because these are thought patterns, these are belief patterns, these are just human nature patterns. That doesn't mean that you're good at business or bad at business. It doesn't mean you're organized or disorganized. It doesn't mean you're a procrastinator or an action taker. It's just the way that our human brains work. And so normalizing that is the collective brain, this is what humans do when they're embarking on something new that is unfamiliar, that they haven't done before, and they have a big goal and they have high hopes for it and they really, really want it to work, but they're scared it's not going to, and they're scared that they're going to disappoint themselves and they're scared they're going to disappoint other people. This is how our brains behave. So the collective, the brains, do have a lot of resistance to this. So how do we fix it? How do we do it anyway? Well, what I teach is something called the repeatable revenue process. Repeatable revenue, always with the alliteration, process. And the repeatable revenue process, and I put that in green because it makes money and it gets you a paying client, and then it gets you more than one paying client, and it compounds over time, as you're going to see. So it has to be green. This is how you very simply execute steps 1, step 2, and step 3, even when you don't feel ready. And even when your human brain is screaming at you not to do it, and you have all of the resistance, how you do it anyway, but you do it strategically. So we have to kind of lovingly manipulate ourselves. And that's why the entire lead up to this is talking about how we do have resistance to doing things for the first time, the second time, the third time, when it doesn't feel innate yet. It doesn't feel like it's just a habit. No, we know exactly how to do that. I can get up on camera right now and I can talk to you about the repeatable revenue process because I have been doing it for years. I have helped so many people through this process. process. I know exactly what your problems are because I have talked to so many people that have the exact same problem and I've helped them solve it. So I can very confidently talk about this. But me 5 or 6 years ago would have been an absolute mess trying to create this video. Because it wasn't innate at that point. In the beginning, when we're first trying to figure out, okay, how do I talk about this in a way that does inspire conversations? How do I say the words, I can help you in a non-salesy way? How do I actually bring people through my process when I'm not exactly sure what the process is yet, for sure, because I haven't brought anybody through it. So it's just my best worst guess at this point. How do we do that? Well, this is how, okay? So when we're thinking about the repeatable revenue process, we have to think first about what it is that you are selling. This is your offer. You have to have a solid offer, okay? And like I said, in the beginning with your first client, to get your first paying client, you might not know what that offer is going to be yet. So let's talk through. It has to be something people actually want to invest in. It has to be something that's actually going to get them results, that is not going to burn you out, but is actually going to guarantee that they get the transformation that they are paying for. That's why people buy things, because they think the likelihood of me succeeding with this is so high that I am going to pay actual money to get that transformation. That's why they will buy your offer. So we have to start with an offer that makes sense. It's actually going to get them results that they want to invest in and they want to pay money for. So what you are selling really matters. Now notice, we didn't start with marketing. I didn't say, okay, step 1 to get your first paying client is to go grow an audience on Instagram. No. Step 1 is to figure out what the heck are you going to sell? When you say the words, I can help you, what does that mean? And they say, okay, great, help me. Here's my credit card. What are you selling them? How are you going to actually help them? That's your offer, okay? That is step 1. Then, and only then, we think about delivering that offer. Remember I said your client delivery is step 3. So the delivery of this offer, how are you actually delivering it to them and them getting results? Results, that's the next component here. So we have to think about this next. Now we've figured out your offer. You have to have a process for delivering this offer. And you have to have milestones in the process, and you have to have a way to measure their success, and you have to have a way to communicate that with them. And this takes a little bit of brain power on your end to figure out, okay, now I'm going to sell this offer. How am I going to deliver it? And how am I going to help them get the results that they want? And this area in particular is where your human brain will say, oh my gosh, it's impossible. Cannot believe that you even had the notion, the nerve to think that we would be able to do this. We can't make a process that's going to guarantee that clients get results. Well, you can't, but you can. Okay, that's an entirely separate tract. I talk a lot about that in other places. Let's stick to this. Delivery and results. You are going to take your first version of your client delivery process, and we're going to figure out what that is and how you're going to deliver it, and then you commit to delivering it to your first paying client. But by going through this exercise, and this is what I teach in my program, when I teach the repeatable revenue process, I bring you through an entire framework for building out your version 1 client process so you can think through all of this in advance. And you know exactly what your offer is, you know exactly how you are going to deliver results to those clients and the process you're going to bring them through. Then, after you've done the work on that, looking at my notes here, now what the heck did I want to write here? Then you are going to have those marketing conversations, okay? Well, why didn't we start there? Here's why. Because you don't know what to say in those conversations. Forget about referrals right now. You don't know what to say in these conversations until you know what the heck you are offering and the results that people are going to get when they work with you and the process that you're going to bring them through. Now, can you start with just having conversations and just willy-nilly doing that? Of course, that's exactly what I did. That's what a lot of people do. Is it the best way to do it? No, and I'll tell you why. Because you are not as confident when you have those conversations that you can really help someone until you have it solid in your brain how you're going to help them. And then you figure out, how am I going to package that up into an offer that people actually want to invest in? Oh, okay, now I have the answers to both of those questions. I can now have a lot of conversations. I can talk to real humans and I can confidently tell them, I can help you because I know that I can help them. So getting clear on what your offer is and the process that you're going to bring your clients through is actually step 1. People really complicate this and spend months, if not years, doing a lot of marketing activities. Remember, this is marketing here, having conversations. They do a lot of this trying to grow an audience and trying to become great at creating viral reels and doing a lot of work on Canva and making the perfect logo and a website that is professional and beautiful, but really they have no idea what their offer is or what the process is they're going to bring their clients through. So they're kind of just staring at a blank page in that website creation because they don't really know what to put on the website because they haven't figured this part out yet. And I have seen so many people spend literally months, if not years, spinning their wheels in trying to have conversations, but they don't know what the heck they're having the conversation about. So that is why we don't start there. Now what happens, and the reason that this is a cycle is because it is a cycle. This is like a wheel that you start turning, like when you're pushing, you can see like the person pushing the rock up the hill. I know you can see this in your mind. I can see it too. It's kind of what's happening here. It starts slow at first, but then once you do it, it just goes and it goes and it goes. And that's why we call it the repeatable revenue process. This repeats. Here's what I mean by that. You have a great offer that you sell. You say the words, I can help you. Somebody buys the offer. Then you deliver your process to the person that bought your offer. They get insane results. They go and have conversations they go have conversations with other people in their life, in their head, and then with other people in their life that you've never met, that you don't know, but they're having such amazing results that they're talking about people all over in their network that you don't even know and referring you. And those referrals come in and you sell them this offer. And then you deliver amazing results. And then what happens? There's more referrals because now you have more people talking about what you do and the results that they're getting and the transformation and how incredible this offer is. And it repeats and repeats and repeats and it goes faster and faster and faster. But in my opinion, and with a lot of data for having this opinion, it is going to go much faster if you're clear on your offer first, or you have the first version of that, because this also changes over time. Nothing is permanent. You're not going to land on an offer that you sell forever to infinity forever. You're married. That's it. That's the only offer ever. No, things change, but you have to have a starting point. Be clear on the offer. Why do people buy offers? Why do they say no to other ones? This is what I teach in the repeatable revenue process, how to think about your offer, how to structure your process that you're going to bring your clients to into a compelling offer that they will actually buy. And then you actually deliver that offer. They get amazing results and they go tell their friends. And then the friends start coming in and the friends of the friends and the friends of the friends. And this is a very sustainable business model. And you know what happens? You can have other ways of making conversations. You can be active on social media. Some of my clients are. I prefer not to, but some people are, and they have even more conversations. But the content that they're putting on social media is influenced from the data that they've already gotten that they know that works. They already know what the messaging is because they've had conversations with real humans already and said the words, I can help you, and they know what those conversation talking points are. They actually have data to base those conversations on, which is a very, very different model than what most people do in the beginning of their business, which is, oh my gosh, I have to start marketing. I have to start marketing my business. I have to get my business Facebook page set up, and I have to get a business Instagram. And everybody tells me that online right now you have to be creating content, so I have to figure out how to make content. Like, that's a huge thing. And this is going to take me years to master. But I'm not at the point yet where I can say the words, I can help you, to people, because that's just kind of what I see in this day and age is a lot of business owners feeling like they need to be internet marketing, online marketing aficionados, experts, gurus, before they can make money. And the point I would love to make in this video for you getting your first paying nutrition client, coaching client, whatever kind of client you're going to get, is that it's going to feel messy and imperfect in the beginning, and it's just going to be having conversations, saying the words, I can help you, and then actually helping people. And when you do this, it becomes so much easier. And this process dials in and gets perfected over time. And your offer gets better. And the way you talk about the offer gets better. And the way that you sell it gets better. And the delivery of the offer and the process that you bring people through and the results that they get, it gets better. Because we evaluate it as we go. And we make it better and we tweak it. But you'll never know how to make a better offer or a better process right now. You can't think your way into that. You have to experience it. You have to get some data. You have to messily bring people through to do that, to be able to do that, okay? And that's what leads to even more referrals and more conversations. I always say this, but I'll say it again here. Businesses have existed for thousands of years before the internet because of word of mouth and because of people getting a good experience and getting results and then telling other people about it. I love me some internet marketing. I love the fact that I can be creating this content for you right now and that anyone in the entire world could find it and be helped by it. How cool is that? It's never lost on me that this is an amazing opportunity. And my business is mostly referral based. People get great results and they tell their friends. And that is the kind of business I want to have. I love all of the rest of it. It's incredible. And I highly recommend that you have a mix of both as well, but don't discount the fact that word of mouth and people getting great results is the ultimate referral engine. It means anytime an algorithm changes, a platform changes, technology changes, the market shifts, whatever it is, you still have referrals coming in because people are getting results and they're talking about it. And I would argue that as technology is changing faster than ever, and as tools and like I said, platforms and algorithms, just the way that we interact in the world with technology becoming more and more, different conversation. But as that is happening, people really want people, really want people. I believe, and this is just a thought, a belief that I have, but I would offer that you could adopt it as well if it serves you. Excuse me, that right now and probably moving into the future, word of mouth referrals and an endorsement from somebody that someone trusts saying, yep, that's the person to hire. Oh my gosh, it's going to be incredible. Go do it. Getting that type of an endorsement is worth so much more than it ever has been before because of the amount of noise and marketing and promotions and ads and just the barrage of selling that is happening on a daily basis for all of us in everywhere that we are. It's immense. And having somebody cut through the noise and say, edit, don't even worry about it. I know who you need. Here's the person. Here's email address. Go. That is worth so much and will continue to be, in my opinion. So if that is helpful for you, please take that belief and run with it. Okay, so my friend, once you realize that these really are the 3 simple steps that you need to have in place in your business, then we have another problem. Now we know what you need to do, is we've solved that problem, but now you need to figure out how to initiate those conversations. You need to figure out how to create an offer, something to sell that's really good that people actually want to spend money on. You need a process to bring them through. That's going to be the version 1 process that you're going to test out, that you're going to bring them through to actually help them. This is what we do in the Profitable Nutritionist program. I want to be super clear on that. Step by step, I bring you through this repeatable revenue process. It is all self-paced, but you have a lot of coaching and a lot of support along the way from real humans because humans want humans. You're going to have questions. We have answers. We have brought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of practitioners just like you from the very beginning of literally no clients, nothing in place yet, not even a real business, all the way to 6 figures and beyond. And we do that in the Profitable Nutritionist program. But I don't just want you to take my word for it, okay? I want you to hear real examples and real stories from other holistic nutritionists and health coaches who have successfully applied the repeatable revenue process to start their wellness business from scratch. That is why I am inviting you to opt in for a secret video class. This is a secret video. You're not going to see it anywhere else. But in this video class, it's about 2 hours long. It's super, super detailed, very actionable. I share the 3 secrets to signing 4 of your dream clients this month without relying on social media. In this free secret class, I go into extreme detail, like I said, on how to create the right offer and how to market the offer to get your first clients and the process that you're going to bring those clients through so that you can ensure they get the results that they came for, which is the most important part, by the way. So if you want us to send you the secret video class recording right now, click on the link in the description and follow the instructions so that we can send that right over to you. So there you have it. 3 simple steps to get your first paying client right now. Have conversations, say the words, I can help you, and then deliver that help. Get paid for it and deliver the help. Like I said, I would love to help you with this process inside the TPN program. Link for that is in the description as well.